Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you too.
How are you?
I'm good. I just finished an exam about an hour ago. So,
Really?
yeah, so I'm happy to have that over with. So that's nice at least.
Good. What was it in?
Psychology.
Okay.
Yeah, we were supposed to have it Friday, but since we had like two snow days on Wednesday and Thursday, so they
Yeah.
pushed it back. So that was nice. At least I had more time to prepare, I guess. So,
So what took you to Finley?
originally, I wanted to go into either pre-vet, special education, or nursing,
Okay.
and I also ride horses.
Okay.
So I was like, maybe I can do that here since they have like a huge equestrian program. I ended up doing none of those things, so now I'm thinking about transferring to OSU next year, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
We'll see. And now I'm in journalism, but I think I'm going to switch to PR because I think it's better for me, and I feel like there's more job opportunities in PR than
Yeah.
journalism, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. The thing with PR and it kind of transcends over into marketing. There's
Yeah,
just so many fun opportunities there.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
it doesn't matter what industry you get into. You can do marketing for them.
yeah, yeah.
So that's what I like about it.
That is nice.
Although I've been in real estate marketing my whole career, I never dreamed I'd start there, but that's where I did many years ago, and I'm still there.
Yeah, it's nice right now because I'm taking classes that are kind of for both. So like
Okay.
I have time to decide because a lot of the same like criteria that you need is for both majors. So,
hmm
yep. So,
My son is a sophomore at Miami University, and he is a psychology major with
oh,
a
okay.
general business minor.
Okay.
And yeah, so he's kind of going through the same thing, trying to
Yeah.
figure out what he wants to do and how
Yeah.
he's going to make that work.
Where
So,
did he go to high school?
St. Charles in
Okay.
Bexley, Ohio.
Okay. Yeah, I know where that is. I
Are you
went
from Columbus?
I'm from Dublin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to Jerome.
When did you graduate?
17.
So they would have been older than you. I had two nephews that went to Jerome.
Okay.
The most recent one just graduated last year, 18, from
Okay.
the University of Tennessee, though. So he
Oh,
will be.
wow. Yeah.
So
All right.
anyway, okay. So you have questions for me?
I do. Thank you for doing this, by the way. I really appreciate
Oh,
it.
sure. Yeah. Sorry, it didn't work out with Skype. I
Oh,
remember you
no,
said.
it's all right.
Okay.
So I was gonna ask, is there anything you wish you knew about PR before you took a job in it?
The big thing for me, I think, was that I knew I didn't want to go into sales.
Okay.
And at that time, so many of the companies had said, you have to give us 5 years in our sales department before we move you up into our corporate marketing.
Oh,
And I just felt firm that there's got to be a company out there that just does marketing.
yeah.
You're going to find it. So fortunately, my mom was a real estate agent in Cincinnati. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, I just used her connection,
Yeah.
and their company, Sipsey Klein Realtors, had a marketing department, and so she introduced me to somebody there,
Mm-hmm.
and actually started working in their human resources department. But
Oh, okay.
it's my big thing is just learn, just talk. You never know where that opportunity is going to come from.
Yeah.
So reaching out to people like me through your grandfather is great. A lot of schools offer the co-op programs today that wasn't quite so popular when I
Yeah.
was in school. We had something that was called Laws Hall.
Okay.
And Laws Hall brought in three different majors: communications, marketing, and I forgot what the third one was, probably finance. And they hired a company, and for us it was Nike.
Oh,
And
wow.
this big company would come in and they would give you a project. So they wanted a new running shoe.
Okay.
So each of these three disciplines would work together to create this product, almost like like an advertising agency would do. And then they put on these presentations.
Wow.
So as a senior in college, to be able to do that kind of research and have that real world application experience was pretty cool. I mean, today I think most universities have some kind of a co-op program, and there's a
Yeah, I
lot more
believe so.
with that. So
Wow. What college did you graduate from?
I also went to Miami.
Oh, okay. All right.
So ironically, that's
local.
where my husband and I met. Our older
Okay.
son is there.
Yep.
He's a sophomore. And our younger son is a senior at St. Charles. And
Okay.
he is going to be going there in the fall.
Wow.
So, yep, all four of us.
Yep.
So,
And do you feel
take advantage of whatever your school offers us.
Yeah.
On that.
I think
It's
we
really
have
important to have
a radio station, we have a newspaper, we have like a UFTV,
Okay.
stuff like that. I'm not sure about how much with PR, but I know Columbus would definitely have a lot more opportunities because it's such a big city.
Yeah,
So,
but like a radio station would be fabulous.
yeah, it's really cool, especially because it's such a small town. You get to really take charge of everything. Like I'm in a radio class, and my professor in there is actually a radio show host for like one of the local stations. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've heard great things about Findlay.
Have you?
So yeah. So I heard it's a very, very good school.
Yes. I like it. It's just a little small, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the enrollment?
I believe it's about 3,000.
Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah. I think on campus we have about probably half that. Most people live off campus, like juniors and seniors.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
but
gosh, and then you go from that to Ohio State, which is
yeah.
the biggest university.
Well, like I'd say 80% of the people we have here are either in the pre-vet major or the equine studies. So,
Yeah, a friend of mine whose daughter is a senior at DeSales High School is probably going to Findlay next year.
is she?
Do
Okay.
something with the animals. Yeah.
Yeah, it's big for animal science. I'd say if you want to do that, come here first, then go to OSU for graduate school. So, because you get really good experience here. I know I have a bunch of friends that are in the program, and they all like it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very cool.
I also
Okay.
wanted to ask, is there anything that in the job that like surprised you that you didn't necessarily feel prepared for?
In my first job or in my current job?
Just anything in like any job in public relations.
I didn't do a whole lot in public relations, and ironically, that's where I started out of school.
Yeah.
So my background was in high school working for a builder. I was just bound and determined I was not going to do the whole fast food thing. So I'm like, I'm going to find a different kind of job. So
Yeah.
after babysitting, I went to work for a custom home builder in Cincinnati.
Okay.
And then I went to Sipsey Klein Realtors. And after working there, my summers of after my freshman, sophomore, and junior year, then I went there full time when I graduated.
Okay.
And I did that because I could get right into marketing.
Yeah.
And I said the other company said, "Oh, give us 5 years in our sales department, and then maybe we'll have a position for you." And I didn't want to wait that long. And the cool thing about that is the variety of work that I did. So I was hired as public relations coordinator, which means I basically wrote press releases and wrote the internal company newsletter.
Okay.
Writing is probably, well, it's not my favorite thing to do. It's an important part of whatever you do, but it's not my favorite thing to do. So, but I did that for a few years and then went to assistant director of marketing. And at that time, again, this goes back to the 80s. So it was just starting the whole computers and what we called at the time desktop publishing.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing some of the layouts and trying to create marketing pieces for our agents. And I really gravitated to that side of the business more because I enjoyed that. So as I moved up, then we'd hire the people underneath me to do those things.
Wow.
Developing the relationships with the reporters is always critical.
Yeah.
So that when they've got a story that's breaking, they will come to you for comment. So you're getting that opportunity to speak. But the thing with that is you just have to be careful. You know, everything can be misconstrued, and you know, I learned a lesson the hard way because I said something about a new program rolling out, and next thing you know, they wrote this whole story out. I'm like, well, we weren't ready to release that yet. Like, well, you told us about it, so you know, so just have to be careful with that one. But marketing is probably more of my strength and my interest. Excuse me. What I didn't know when I started was in this job, which was 6 years ago, is so much about digital marketing.
Oh, yeah.
When I came out of school, it was print was huge. We used to spend $1 million a year in the Cincinnati Enquirer.
Yeah.
When I was doing marketing back in the 80s.
Okay.
Just with all the open house ads and stuff. I mean, today we do next to none.
Yeah.
But the sponsorships, we do a home giveaway promotion with Ohio State Athletics and Trinity Homes, home builder here in Columbus. So that's a ton of fun. And PR comes into all aspects of that, because when you got a promotion, then you, of course, always have to write the press release and make sure the story's available online and in the newsletter. So digital marketing is probably the biggest change.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I was about to ask, what do you think has changed the most in the field over time?
So I told you where I started. I worked in Cincinnati for 5 years in public relations and assistant director of marketing for Sipsey Klein, and then I got recruited to go over to Coldwell Banker West Shell.
Okay.
As vice president of marketing and communications for them. And at that time, they were the largest in Cincinnati, brokerage. And I did work for them for a few years before moving up to Columbus. And then I took time off. I raised my family. I did some work for my parents' company, accounting type work. Did some work for my husband's company, and got a call in 2013 to get back into real estate marketing. I'm like, I don't know. We're like, no, nothing's changed. And I'm like, it's been like 15 years. I think maybe. He's like, really, no, nothing's changed. It's still marketing 101. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll try it. Well, the internet basically was developed at the time that I was off raising my kids, and digital marketing didn't exist, and social media is a huge component of our marketing today. Website presence is so important. 90% of people start their search online.
Yeah.
So having a really strong website for search is critical. SEO, there's so many different ways to help AGR come up in the search rankings. So we have a company that does that work, and it's almost full time.
Oh, wow.
Just playing the game with Google to figure out what their algorithm is today to help us come up higher. So the AGR blog that we started a few years ago is one of the most critical components of that, I would say. So there's another opportunity for PR writing.
Yeah.
Our blog posts are a mix of real estate information and just general consumer information, because obviously we want people on our website reading the blog that aren't necessarily buying or selling a home in the near future, but will think of us when they are ready to.
Yeah.
Those are probably the biggest things that have changed.
I was going to ask, do you think technology has enhanced the field or hindered it?
I would say both.
Yeah.
Technology is really important, but it's not replacing our business. And there's some brokerages that are starting that are basically